If you're a green card holder in the United States, the next few minutes could literally determine whether you maintain your permanent residency status or lose everything you've worked years to achieve. A brand new immigration law has just been approved, and it includes mandatory requirements that will affect every single green card holder in America without exception. Millions of people have absolutely no idea this is coming, and the consequences of not complying are genuinely devastating. We're talking about potential loss of your green card, initiation of deportation proceedings, being permanently barred from United States citizenship, and even criminal penalties in extreme cases. This is not a drill. This is not speculation or fear-mongering. And this is absolutely not something you can afford to ignore. If you value your permanent resident status in this country, if you value the future you're building here for yourself and your family, you need to pay complete attention right now, because what I'm about to tell you could change everything about your immigration journey. Welcome back to my channel, your most trusted source for accurate, timely, and up-to-date information on all things related to visas, green cards, citizenship, and immigration in the United States. My mission with this channel is straightforward: to cut through the confusion, the complex legal jargon, and the dangerous misinformation that circulates online, and to give you clear, actionable information that protects your immigration status and helps you successfully navigate this incredibly complex system. If this is your first time discovering this channel, you've found exactly the right place. We are a community of immigrants, visa holders, green card holders, and people actively pursuing the American dream who refuse to be left in the dark about critical changes that directly affect our lives and our futures. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notification alerts, because I regularly post critical updates that could literally mean the difference between maintaining your lawful status and losing everything you've worked for over many years. Missing even one video could mean missing out on essential information that directly impacts your future in this country and your family's security. Today, I'm breaking down this brand new immigration law that affects all green card holders across the United States, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know and precisely what you must do to stay compliant with these new requirements. The new immigration law that was just approved by Congress and signed into effect includes several significant and far-reaching changes to the requirements and legal obligations of lawful permanent residents. This law is part of a broader immigration reform package aimed at strengthening border security, improving the overall integrity of the immigration system, and ensuring that people who hold green cards are actually meeting their obligations as permanent residents of the United States. Before we dive into the specific details, please take a moment to hit the like button on this video so the algorithm shows this critical information to more people who desperately need to see it. And in the comments below, let me know if you're a green card holder and whether you were aware these changes were coming. Your engagement helps build community and ensures more people receive this vital information. The most critical change that affects you directly as a green card holder is a new mandatory reporting and verification system that all lawful permanent residents must participate in without exception. Starting immediately and with full enforcement beginning within the next 90 days, every green card holder in the United States will be required to register with a new online system, verify their current information, and provide updates whenever certain aspects of their life change. This isn't optional. This isn't recommended. This is mandatory under federal law. Over the past several years, immigration authorities have identified significant problems with tracking permanent residents and ensuring compliance with residency requirements. There are documented cases of people who obtained green cards, left the United States permanently without officially abandoning their status, and continue to hold technically valid green cards while living abroad indefinitely. There are cases of green card holders who have committed serious crimes, but immigration authorities were not notified in time to take appropriate action. There are also cases where green card holders have failed to file required tax returns, which is a fundamental requirement of maintaining permanent resident status, but this went undetected for years because different government agencies didn't communicate effectively. The government estimates that there are hundreds of thousands of green cards that are technically active in the system, but belong to people who are either no longer in the country, no longer eligible for permanent residence, or who are not meeting their legal obligations. This new law is specifically designed to close these gaps, ensure accountability, and create a comprehensive system where immigration authorities have real-time information about every permanent resident in the country. The Department of Homeland Security conducted extensive research over the past 3 years that revealed genuinely alarming statistics about the current state of green card tracking. According to their internal reports, approximately 15% of all active green cards may belong to individuals who are no longer maintaining their permanent residence in the United States as required by law. That's more than 1.5 million green cards that are in questionable status. Some of these individuals left the country decades ago and simply never returned, yet their green cards were never formally revoked. Others have established permanent residence in other countries while maintaining the legal fiction that they still reside in the United States. Additionally, the government identified cases where green card holders were collecting federal benefits they were not entitled to, or were avoiding tax obligations by claiming they lived abroad while simultaneously maintaining that they were United States residents for immigration purposes. The lack of coordination between different government agencies made it nearly impossible to catch these inconsistencies. This new law fundamentally changes that by creating a centralized system that can flag inconsistencies and alert relevant agencies when a green card holder's status or circumstances change. So what exactly does this new law require you to do? First, and most importantly, you must register in the new green card holder verification system, which is officially called the Permanent Resident Accountability and Tracking System. This is an online portal that will be managed by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Every green card holder, regardless of how long you've had your green card, regardless of your age, and regardless of whether you're currently in the United States or temporarily abroad, must create an account in this system. The registration process requires you to provide your alien registration number, which is the number printed on your green card. Your complete biographical information, including your full legal name exactly as it appears on your green card, your date of birth, and your country of birth. Your current United States address where you actually reside. Your employment information, including your employer's name, address, and your job title. And information about any dependents who are also green card holders or United States citizens. The system will also require you to upload a current photograph of yourself. This photograph must meet specific requirements similar to those for passport photos. It must be taken within the last 6 months, show your full face clearly without obstructions, and be against a plain white or light-colored background. Second, you must verify your information every single year. This is absolutely not a one-time registration that you complete and forget about. Once you've created your account, you will be required to log in at least once per calendar year and confirm that all of your information is still accurate or update any information that has changed. The system will send you email reminders 30 days before your verification is due, then again at 14 days, and a final reminder at 7 days before the deadline. However, ultimately, it is your personal responsibility to ensure you meet this annual verification requirement. If you fail to verify your information for 2 consecutive years, your green card will be flagged as potentially abandoned and you could face removal proceedings. This is serious and you cannot afford to ignore these annual verification requirements. Third, you must report certain specific changes within 30 days of when they occur. This includes changes to your address, which has always been required under existing immigration law but is now integrated into this new centralized system. It also includes changes to your employment status, particularly if you become unemployed for more than 6 months. It includes any criminal arrests or convictions, even relatively minor ones. It includes any travel outside the United States that will last longer than 6 months. And it includes changes to your marital status, such as getting married, divorced, or widowed. The 30-day reporting requirement is strict, and failure to report these changes on time can result in substantial fines and, in serious cases, could be considered evidence that you are not properly maintaining your permanent residence. If you switch jobs from one employer to another, you must report this within 30 days. If you go from being employed to unemployed, you must report this immediately. If you change from full-time to part-time employment or vice versa, this must be reported. If you start your own business or become self-employed, this is a reportable change. Fourth, you must maintain a valid email address and phone number in the system at all times. All official communications from USCIS regarding your permanent resident status will now be sent electronically to the email address you provide in this system. This means if you change your email or phone number, you must update it in the system immediately. Missing official communications because your contact information is outdated will not be accepted as a valid excuse for non-compliance. This law applies to every single green card holder in the United States with very limited exceptions. It doesn't matter if you obtained your green card last month or 20 years ago. It doesn't matter if you're currently working towards citizenship or if you plan to keep your green card status indefinitely. It doesn't matter if you're employed, retired, a student, or a homemaker. If you hold a valid green card, you are subject to these requirements. The only exceptions are for green card holders who are under the age of 14, in which case a parent or legal guardian must register and maintain the account on their behalf, and for individuals who are incapacitated due to severe mental or physical disability with proper medical documentation. Even if you're 70, 80, or 90 years old and have been a green card holder for decades, you must still register and complete annual verifications. Let me address the timeline and deadlines because this is where many people are going to get into serious trouble if they don't pay attention. The new system officially launches in 60 days from today. However, there will be a 90-day grace period after the launch during which registration is voluntary but strongly encouraged. After that 90-day grace period ends, registration becomes absolutely mandatory. That means you have essentially 5 months from today to register in the system. Now, I know that might sound like plenty of time, but here's why you absolutely should not wait until the last minute. The USCIS website and online systems are notorious for crashing during high traffic periods. When millions of green card holders all try to register at the same time as the deadline approaches, the system will almost certainly become extremely slow or temporarily unavailable. My strong recommendation is to register within the first 30 days after the system launches. Don't be the person scrambling on the last day trying to meet the deadline. What happens if you don't comply with these requirements? This is the part that should get your absolute full attention. If you fail to register in the system by the mandatory deadline, your green card will be flagged as non-compliant in government databases. You will receive a notice from USCIS giving you one final 30-day opportunity to register and avoid penalties. If you still don't register after that final notice, several serious things will happen. First, your green card status will be considered potentially abandoned, and you may be required to appear for an in-person interview to explain why you failed to comply. Second, if you attempt to travel internationally and return to the United States, you may be detained at the port of entry and your green card could be confiscated on the spot. You would then have to go through removal proceedings to either prove you deserve to keep your status or face deportation. Third, you will become completely ineligible to apply for United States citizenship until you have come into compliance and maintained compliance for at least 3 consecutive years. Fourth, you could face civil fines of up to $1,000 for failure to comply with the registration requirement. In cases where authorities believe someone deliberately avoided registration in order to hide criminal activity, immigration violations, or to continue living abroad while maintaining a green card fraudulently, criminal charges could potentially be filed. This criminal offense carries a potential penalty of up to 2 years in federal prison and fines of up to $25,000. Now let's talk about the positive aspects of this new system because it's not entirely bad news. One significant benefit is that by keeping your information current in this system, you create a clear documented record of your compliance with permanent resident obligations. If you ever apply for citizenship, this record will work in your favor, showing that you have been a law-abiding, compliant, permanent resident. Additionally, the system will provide you with a secure online portal where you can access your immigration records, download official documents, check the status of any pending applications, and receive important updates about changes to immigration law or policy that might affect you. Let me tell you what you should do to prepare right now, today, before the system even launches. First, locate your green card and make sure you know your alien registration number, which is also called your A number. This is printed on the front of your green card. If you have lost your green card or if it was stolen, you need to file Form I-90 immediately to get a replacement. You cannot register in the new system without a valid A number. Second, gather your important documents. You'll need your passport, your green card, proof of your current address such as a utility bill or lease agreement, and information about your employment or source of income. Third, make sure you have a reliable email address that you check regularly. If you don't have an email address, create one now. Free email services like Gmail, Yahoo, or Outlook are perfectly acceptable. Fourth, if you've had any address changes, job changes, or name changes since you obtained your green card, write down a complete timeline with specific dates. Fifth, mark your calendar right now. Set a reminder for yourself to register as soon as the system launches. Do not procrastinate on this. We've reached the end of this critical update. I genuinely hope this video has given you complete clarity on this new immigration law, what it means for green card holders, and exactly what you need to do to protect your permanent resident status. This information is too important to keep to yourself. Please give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm shows it to more people who desperately need to see it. Share it with your family members, your friends, your co-workers, anyone you know who has a green card. Many people have absolutely no idea this change is coming, and you could save someone from serious immigration problems by making sure they see this information. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do it right now. Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because I will continue to bring you critical updates on immigration law, policy changes, and practical advice for protecting your status in the United States. Drop a comment below if you have questions, if you want to share your concerns, or if there are other immigration topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. I read every comment, and your input helps me create content that serves this community. Thank you so much for watching today and for taking the time to educate yourself about your rights and responsibilities as a green card holder. Remember, knowledge is power, especially in immigration matters. The more you know, the better you can protect yourself and your family. Stay informed, stay compliant, and don't let deadlines catch you by surprise. I'll see you in the next video with more essential immigration information. Take care, stay vigilant, and make absolutely sure you register when that system launches.